Chapter 15 Section 3, 9. Druid Sandstone. Immense blocks and boulders of siliceous sandstone, composed of granular quartz and occasionally enveloping chalk flints and other extraneous bodies, lie scattered over the downs and on the ploughed lands near Brighton, Falmer, and other places. This sandstone is perfectly analogous to that which occurs in Berkshire and Wiltshire, where it is distinguished by the provincial term of grey weathers. Of this substance Stonehenge and other druidical monuments are composed, a circumstance that has given rise to its present geological appellation. The cement of the beautiful conglomerate or pudding stone of Hertfordshire agrees in its characters with the Druid sandstone, and from that breccia also occurring in detached blocks above the chalk, it is now generally supposed that they are both of contemporaneous origin. The siliceous deposition, when it did not envelope any foreign substance, forming the rock called the grey weathers, and when it fell among pebbles of any kind, composing a breccia or pudding stone. Professor Buckland and Mr. Webster have ably investigated the geological history of this substance, and it affords me much pleasure to be able to corroborate their opinions by the discovery of blocks of the sandstone under some similar circumstances in this county. The pudding stone is exceedingly rare in Sussex, but specimens sometimes occur, and I have several examples from the vicinity of Newhaven that could not be distinguished from the Hertfordshire breccia. Examples of the siliceous sandstone may be seen on the hill near Lewes Racecourse, at Bormer, in Stanmer Park, and on the ploughed lands near Hogshrove Farm. At Falmer, the pond that supplies the village with water is surrounded with large masses of this substance. These boulders have their edges rounded and even, and exhibit incontestable proofs of long exposure to the action of the waves. They are of various sizes, some of them exceeding 9 feet in length. Their colour is either white or of different shades of grey and reddish-brown. Their texture is subcrystalline, the white varieties, when recently broken, much resembling lump sugar. In a few instances they enclose chalk flints slightly worn, and small fragments of a dark green substance, the nature of which is unknown. Boulders of Druid sandstone also occur in the shingle bed and calcareous deposit at Brighton, and may be observed lying on the seashore in considerable numbers after a recent fall of the cliffs. Upon comparing the sandstone of Stonehenge with that of Sussex, no perceptible difference can be detected, and in this county, as well as in Wiltshire, it has been employed by the earlier inhabitants as landmarks to denote the boundaries of towns and villages, or to commemorate the site of battles, as sepulchral stones to perpetuate the memory of their chiefs, and as altars on which to sacrifice to their gods. No regular stratum of the Druid sandstone has yet been discovered in this country, and its geological position is still undetermined. In the tabular arrangement of Professor Buckland, it is placed below the plastic clay. And if the cliffs at Brighton, hereafter described, belong to that formation, there is conclusive evidence that the appropriation is correct. It appears to be more nearly related to the calcaire siliceux of Messrs. Cuvier and Brongniart than to any other of the tertiary formations of France, but that deposit is stated to lie above the plastic clay. Future observations can alone reconcile this discrepancy of opinion. Composing a breccia or pudding stone. Geological Transactions, Volume 2, page 225. As landmarks to denote the boundaries of towns. The frequent occurrence of large, smooth blocks of stone on the boundary line of villages and parishes in the southeastern part of Sussex must have been noticed by many of my readers. A large boulder of Druid sandstone placed at the corner of Ireland's Lane in St. Anne's parish forms the western boundary of the borough of Lewes. Similar stones are not unfrequent in the large tumuli on the Downs. Several may be seen near Lewes Racecourse. It seems probable that the ancient Britons regarded this sandstone with superstitious veneration, for besides employing it in the construction of their temples, kist vanes, etc., they converted the pebbles and smaller stones into amulets and beads. In the tabular arrangement of Professor Buckland, it is placed below the plastic clay. On a former occasion, this gentleman referred it to the plastic clay formation, and considered it as a member of that series of irregular alternations of beds of clay, sand, and gravel. Geological Transactions, Volume 4, page 301. To any other of the tertiary formations of France. My friend, Charles Lyell, Junior Esquire of Bartley Lodge, Hampshire, upon seeing the boulders of Druid sandstone in the vicinity of Lewes, was immediately struck with their resemblance to those of the calcaire siliceux in the forest of Fontainebleau. But that deposit is stated to lie above the plastic clay. Calcaire siliceux. La formation dont nous allons parler est dans une situation géologique parallèle, pour ainsi dire, à celle du calcaire marin. Elle n'est située ni au-dessus d'elle, ni au-dessus, mais à côté, et semble en tenir la place dans l'immense étendue de terrain qu'elle recouvre à l'est et au sud-est du pays. Ce terrain est placé immédiatement au-dessus des argiles plastiques. Géographie minéralogique, page 29.